The day Donald Trump's Twitter-esque social media platform Truth Social went public, the billionaire former president's net worth more than doubled. But Forbes also reported that Truth Social brought in $4.6 million in revenue over the past year, which is less than half of an average neighborhood cheesecake factory. So, is this a valuable company?
Listen, Brittany, we've talked about it before. I'm not going to knock the Cheesecake Factory, but when it comes to Truth Social, it really depends on how you look at it. On the one hand, Forbes uses the public valuation of the company, the stock price, and its market capitalization when we're considering how to value it for someone's fortune. That's what we've been doing for decades. That's what we do it for all the other billionaires. We're going to do it for Donald Trump as well. And according to that valuation, his shares in that company, which is over half the company, were worth billions and billions of dollars. And the company itself had a market capitalization of over $5 billion. With all of that said, I think there was some evidence that this was a meme stock. I think we'll talk about that a little bit. And so I wanted to dig into what are some other ways of thinking about how we can go about valuing this company. How can we figure out other ways of looking at it beyond just the market capitalization?
And you found 3 ways to value the company. But before we get there, you did mention that this looks like it could be a meme stock. What does that mean?
Yeah, so a meme stock is basically the idea that every once in a while, there's a stock and its value is just wildly divorced, like not even like a little bit divorced, but wildly divorced from the fundamental financials on the ground. To give you an example, we had GameStop and AMC. Those were 2 well-known meme stocks a couple years ago, and they all of a sudden they just start skyrocketing because a group of very active traders, retail traders on Reddit, decided they were going to push these stocks to the moon. And the prices went up 10, 20, 30x. It was enormous. And nothing had really changed with GameStop's business or AMC Theaters' business that had caused their valuation to go up by 10, 20x. It was just that people had decided that they were going to push the stock price up, and that's what they did.
The stock prices, like you're saying, are pushed to the moon. And then what happens? What usually is their fate? And we can look back at either GameStop and or AMC.
Yeah, GameStop and AMC both fell pretty dramatically from their all-time highs. GameStop fell back almost all the way to its sort of pre-meme stock level, if I remember correctly. Not quite all the way, but almost all the way. AMC has fallen most of the way, but not, the meme stock has come off, but AMC Theaters has done significantly better than GameStop, and so it actually didn't, the stock price didn't collapse completely. But that kind of brings us back to the idea that the stock price should be a reflection of the financial fundamentals of the company. And, most of the time we're talking about stocks. When we're talking about stocks, we talk about price to share ratios, that kind of thing. A lot of, tech companies will trade between 5 and 10, at a multiple of 5 to 10. And Truth Social is trading at over 1,200. So at least it was as of last week. So that's the kind of sort of wild gap between financial reality and the stock price, on the market that we're talking about.
So Truth Social has been public since late last month. How are the shares of the social media company doing now as we sit here a few weeks after they were pushed to the moon?
So yeah, a couple weeks ago, late March, the company went public, it completed a merger. It didn't have an IPO, but it did go public via SPAC merger. And it reached a high of around $80 a share on its first day of trading, and then it fell back down a little bit. It closed a little bit lower than that. It's down to below $40 a share today. So we're talking about a more than 50% drop from its all-time high for this stock.
And how much are the former President Donald Trump's shares worth in the company?
Trump has a little less than 79 million shares in the company. That's over half the company, like I said. And those are worth a little under $3 billion today, if you take today's stock price.